programming is brought to you by Local Video Marketing in association with CoachChic.com.
Just so our hockey friends know, there's now a big difference between CoachChic.com and the Mastermind Group. The world's best hockey information website can now be found at CoachChic.com. Henceforth, the Hockey Mastermind Group will be where serious coaches, parents and players meet for free on monthly online webinars.
there, it's Kim Lukhard, Hockey Mom RD, and today let's talk about fueling for optimum performance. I haven't met a hockey player yet who doesn't want to be the best hockey player they can be. And like it or not, what you're choosing to put on your plate and in your cup can impact your hockey performance negatively and positively. Food choices impact your hockey performance. Want to increase your speed? Many skaters have a goal to increase speed, and one tip that I give my skaters is in the 30 minutes before ice time, try a carbohydrate-rich snack. It doesn't have to be a lot of carbohydrates. For most youth ice hockey players, it can be a go-go squeeze tube or one or two of these Simply Balanced fruit strips. I like to get these at Target. Both of these products are free of artificial dyes. Want to increase your stamina? Don't skip meals and snacks. I know that sounds simple, but skaters get busy. They get busy with homework, they get busy with their friends, and they can forget to eat, or they don't eat enough. Or maybe your skater has braces and they're experiencing mouth pain and they just are not getting in the calories that they need. A skater in season needs an extra 500 to 1,000 extra calories a day. These calories are going to help them develop on the ice, as well as helping them continue to meet their developmental milestones as a young skater. Increasing focus, this is so important for the lightning fast game of ice hockey. Omega-3 fatty acids must not be forgotten. These are fantastic fats to have in your skater's meal plan on a daily basis. And on this slide right here, you can see the recommended daily allowances for the given age groups. Fish is a great go-to, as are chia seeds and hemp seeds. You can put ground chia seeds in your skater smoothie, or they can mix it in a yogurt to add their omegas for the day if they're allergic to fish or they don't like fish. Want to increase your muscle? Eat or drink your recovery snack within 15 minutes of getting off the ice. Your muscles are very hungry and they want to take in those carbohydrates to refuel their glycogen and protein to rebuild their muscles and repair their muscles. And increase explosiveness. I hear this often with my older teen skaters. Above all, food is fuel. Looking at the entire day, fueling is very important to helping your skater increase their explosiveness. If they are lacking the amount of carbohydrates that they need for energy, if they are lacking the percentage of protein that they need to continue to build and repair their muscle, and if they are lacking the number of calories that they need for their overall growth, as well as their performance on the ice, explosiveness is going to be something that is very hard for them to have. Would you like to discover more about youth ice hockey nutrition? You can take the Eat, Skate, Win 5-day challenge. You can find it located at my website, www.hockeymomrd.com. And if you'd like to speak with me personally about your skater or perhaps your team's nutrition, you can email me at kim@hockeymomrd.com. Have a great season. This is Kim Lukhard, Hockey Mom RD. Happy skating till next time.
I hope you enjoyed part 1 of my Dynamic Stabilizer series. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring you part 2. Part 2 is all about cranking up your heart rate and moving things up, getting things faster. Now realize with these exercises, one of the easiest progressions to start with is just slow down the tempo. Yeah, just start with a tempo that you know you can do, and then from there speed it up. Obviously, the faster you go, the higher your heart rate's going to go, the more conditioning and fitness you're going to be working on. That's the cool thing about this. This simple 13-inch dynamic stabilizer band is one of the easiest ways to go ahead and crank up your heart rate, but while you're doing it, you're working on hip stability, trunk stability, all the key things that as we age, we're going to potentially lose. I don't want you losing it. Go ahead, start incorporating these 3 exercises now into more of a cardiovascular conditioning type workout. And I think you're going to find you really enjoy this little green band. And guess what? You can take it anywhere you want. Enjoy these 3 exercises, but more importantly, watch the progressions and get yourself going on these exercises, because I know if you do, you're going to thoroughly enjoy them. But more importantly, you're going to enjoy how it makes your hips and your trunk feel and keeps you stable on your feet. Have a great time with these 3 exercises. Today's exercise is the dynamic stabilizer skater exercise. Now this is an advanced exercise because we're going to add a lot of plyometric and heavy ground reaction forces. So make sure you're ready for it. The skater is known for its ability to create an explosive step, stick the landing, and then come on back. So that's the first key. The second key, and a mistake that people make often, is as they do the skater, they let this foot either touch or wrap around. If you do that, the band is going to get loose and slide. So you want to go ahead, as you do your skater, keep the distance between your feet at least 12 to 18 inches as you're going ahead and getting it moving. Last thing, make sure you get your arms involved, because you want to do that to make it a total body movement. Now let me take you through how to progress this exercise. The simplest way to go ahead and progress the skater is create a reach. And where you go ahead and create that reach relative to the ground is going to make this exercise more challenging. Let me show you what I mean. Progression number 1 would just be a simple skater movement, and all you're worried about is letting your arms move. Secondly, I'm going to go ahead and reach down and touch my knee as I go ahead and do the movement. Now this is going to create more hip flexion, which is going to result in my glutes working more. Final progression, try to touch your ankle. So you're going to go all the way down to the ankle, which is going to create a ton of hip flexion and make your glutes really have to work, not only in the frontal plane, but in the sagittal plane. 3 progressions for your skaters. Bring them into your workout once you've mastered some lateral stepping and you want to move things up a bit. Have a great time with it. Today's exercise is step overs. Yeah, dynamic stabilizer step overs. Love this movement because it not only engages my glute medius to become stronger in the frontal plane, but it also engages my hip flexor to become stronger in the sagittal plane. So you're getting a 2-for-1 deal here. Very simple exercise. Put an object down that you can go ahead and visualize stepping over. Don't make it too high to start out with. Let your feet start moving to just get into a rhythm, and then step over the object. Just step over the object. That's all you're working on. Always come to a balance and then step over the movement. Don't try to go quickly over it. Work on your rhythm and control, because after you get that, now you can go ahead and go through some of these progressions that I'm about to show. Progression number 1 is just simply working on quick explosive movements. So you're in this position, you want to get over the object as quick as you can and get moving as quick as you can. That's first progression. Second progression, add a second step in. So you're here, you want to step over and get your balance again, and then step over and then get your balance. That's the second level of progression. Last one you can go ahead and do is you can go ahead and incorporate a shuffle back. So you're here, step over, and then shuffle it back. Keep your feet moving, step over, and then shuffle it back. Just make sure you go both directions when you do that. Step over movements, great way to engage your hip flexors and train your glute medius in the frontal plane. Give it a try. You're going to see your heart rate go way up, which is what I really enjoy. If you're looking for a small space cardiovascular type exercise that's really going to get your heart rate up, 2-step shuffles is a great option. Yeah, put the dynamic stabilizer on so you can train your hips in a frontal plane, but you're also going to work them in a very fast movement. Put some markers down so you have a distance to shoot for, and you're going to do 2 to 3 steps, stop, and then come on back. So it's 1, 2, get here, and then come on back. That's the basic 2-step shuffle. You're going to scale your speed to what you can do, and you're also going to go ahead and challenge yourself, but always keep your feet shoulder width or farther apart during this movement, which is going to work on great balance and base of support strength. So that's the 2-step shuffle.
I know I covered the goal line reverse fairly well in our video about breakouts. However, because that move can be used elsewhere on the ice, I'd like to cover it a little closer, at least one more time. Let's remember the two main reasons for using the goal line reverse. Number one, to always stay facing the puck as a potential pass receiver. Number two, to hopefully catch the pass while moving. So if we watch just the left winger again, he pivots from forward skating to backwards at the dot, and thus stays facing the puck. Okay, now let's focus on the other defenseman getting open for a pass. At the proper time, he's going to also pivot from forward to backward in order to stay facing the puck. And let's watch him a few more times. Flipping things over, here's how the right winger will look on his goal line reverse. And then the left defenseman moving on his side. Now, one more thing. This is a great skating drill for all players. Place either a coach with a puck or a pylon with a puck on top, as shown here. And have your players pretend that the puck location is where a pass will ultimately come from. With that, every player should move on his own, always keeping his eyes glued on the puck, always moving, always keeping the stick down with the target towards the puck, and always ready to receive a pass. Well, that's it. The goal line reverse is something every skater should practice and use often.
always conditioning, the slide board is one of the best training tools because it emulates the skating stride as close as possible. And some people think, well, no, Bracko, you don't push straight to the side when you're skating. You push at a 45-degree angle. And that's not true. It's just hard to see. It's kind of like an optical illusion. But fast players push directly to the side. Not 45 degrees. They push to the side. It's called hip abduction. So it's the exact same thing as skating. Now we can use this in 4 different ways. We can start off with just kind of cruise strides, just going back and forth, 2 hands on the stick. So cruise strides during a game are strides to maintain your speed or maintain your position on the ice. But the entire shift isn't cruise strides. So for instance, you could start with cruise strides and then get into a deep knee bend like you're starting to accelerate, going a little bit faster, 2 hands on your stick, 1 hand on your stick, and then acceleration, just going back and forth as much as you can, as fast as you can. And don't forget your arm movement. Remember, the arms in skating are going side to side, not forward and back. So pushing off to the side. So we've got 3. We've got cruise strides, deep knee bend, fast back and forth. And the 4th one is you can stick handle the ball and get your dog involved. So you're stick handling so your dog can't get the ball back and forth. The only problem with stick handling is that the focus is then on stick handling and not the conditioning, so you don't get as much of a metabolic load. Anyway, that's 4 ways you can do it. And remember that a shift lasts 30, 45, 60 seconds. So for instance, you're going back and forth for maybe 10 to 15 seconds, then a deep knee bend for maybe 10 to 15 seconds, and then really, really fast for the rest of that. And doing it 30, 45, 60 seconds, and then maybe 5 to 10 sets of those in your workout. Another really good exercise, which is kind of a combination of the slide board and jump training. So the basic dry skating movement is similar to skating. You're pushing to the side. It's called hip abduction. And you got to move your arms. And remember, in skating, the arms go side to side the same as the legs. So you can start off kind of like the slide board, where you're just doing cruise strides, and then change it and stick the landing and get in a deep knee bend. And then you can do it a 3rd way, where you're going fast and trying to jump as far as you can. And then of course you can always hold a stick doing this, which might give you better balance. So we want to do this in a combination of what we did on the slide board, but also with jump training. So probably not as many repetitions that would cover 30, 45, or 60 seconds like on a shift, but maybe a 30-second set with as many repetitions as you can, and starting with the kind of the cruise dry skating, the deep knee dry skating, and then the fast pushing as far to the side as you can. And same as the jump training, we don't need to do that many. Maybe 1 or 2 sets of 30 seconds, 2 times a week. Okay.
Just so our hockey friends know. There's now a big difference between CoachChic.com and the Mastermind Group. The world's best hockey information website can now be found at CoachChic.com. Henceforth, the Hockey Mastermind Group will be where serious coaches, parents and players meet for free on monthly online webinars. This has been a local video marketing production. We hope you've enjoyed this, and that you've picked up a number of great hockey tips. Please do tell some friends about these shows, and let the contributing coaches know how much you appreciate them.